Well, we've been on a brief hiatus, but Colorado State returns from a big road trip for your Colorado State volleyball update, and a successful road trip it was. Hi, everybody. Matthew Wozniak with head coach Tom Hilbert. Lots to get through. Let's start right at the beginning. We go back to your 3 wins here at home, all sweeps. What did you learn from those 3 victories that you took on the road to the 2 wins in the Mountain West?
Well, it's basically play comfortable.
Okay.
I mean, that was really it. We get Amanda Young back into the lineup, which helps us a little bit, but it was really our team just relaxing and not playing with big-time nerves, and they had to get back into the friendly confines of Moby to do that, and then it felt familiar to them, and then they took it with them, and we played much better on the road.
I'm glad you brought up one of the big key things that we want to talk about. Amanda Young returns to the lineup, but she does not put on the Libero jersey. Instead, she helps out with that stalwart backward defense. Olivia Nicholson stays in the Libero jersey. What was the reasoning behind that decision?
Well, Amanda hasn't played in 15 matches.
Sure.
And then I feel like Olivia's been doing some really good things in that position. She has locked down the middle back defense really well. She's playing left back fairly well. Her second contacts are exceptional, and that has improved our game in transition off of Katie's defense. So right now, I mean, it's her position, and we will see how it goes in the future. You never know.
Halfway through the Mountain West campaign, you don't necessarily want to be shifting things around. You just want to solidify where you are for the stretch run. Okay, let's talk about the nuts and bolts of the New Mexico contest. You go down there, sweep. That's been a really difficult place to play for you, but you waltzed in there. You hold them to under 100 hitting. Your block was absolutely outstanding. What contributed to your success in Albuquerque?
Well, we did prepare well, and we really worked on blocking cut shots and blocking outside hitters who hit inside the block. And we did a nice job with that. Lauren Twitty likes that shot, and we were able to really stop her. I think we did a good job, really, on all of their hitters except for one of their middles. Actually, she was a middle playing on the right side. And so I was very pleased with our blocking, but that gets set up also by the fact that we were driving serves at them, and they were struggling passing, and so it makes them a little more one-dimensional. Our serving game was good. Our service receive was really good. And then we had this young lady named Brianna Reynolds who goes
I don't know if you've heard of her before.
Yeah, she goes off for 8 kills in the first set alone. I mean, they had no answer. And it was really interesting because Jeff Nelson, their coach, had coached her this summer at the Mountain West All-Star game, and he was talking about how much he liked her. And after the game, I wanted to go, well, she really likes you apparently too.
But it was also your block as well. I mean, you outblock them 12-4, so it was defensively as well. You're getting it from the middle.
There's no doubt. We played well all the way around. You don't win in 16, 16, 15 without doing something really well, because New Mexico's good.
Yeah, indeed they are. Colorado State goes down to Albuquerque and reminds the Lobos that the Rams are the one who knocks. Let's go now to UNLV, Colorado State. I got to be honest with you, this match really, really worried me, because UNLV serves the ball exceptionally really well. Passing and receiving has been harder for you guys. You got ace 12 times. However, the passing set up your offense. It felt more fluid.
Yeah, we didn't pass as poorly as we have in some other venues, even though we did get aced. And they have an outstanding jump spin server, and we've been struggling with jump spin servers. And so, we gave some points up there, but we also passed well enough against other people to get a rhythm going offensively. We also were able to capture rallies even if we didn't pass a really good first ball. And that comes from playing defense, and that comes from, getting organized and playing the whole game. And we did a good job of that starting in the second set. The first set we were knocked off balance and very shocked and didn't play well. But after that, we followed it up with great play.
But maybe that's a difference in the growth between your team from where we were at the beginning to where we are now. We've seen you drop first sets in previous matches, but not rebound. Not like this. This is an impressive rebounding performance by your squad. And was that just a function of just staying calm and growing into your confidence level, or was there a word said by someone? Was there a rallying cry? Was it just like, hey, we got this, just relax?
I think the rallying cry came 2 days before against New Mexico, and I think I had several players come to me after that match and go, we needed that. Yeah. We really needed that, a really good, solid row performance to show us what we can do. And I think that they just stayed composed after that first set and said, we can play better. And they knew that they were a better team than what they showed in the first set. So, and that second set was close. They were ahead of us for some of it. We were ahead. It was a very tight margin, and we ended up sneaking it at the end.
Well, you'd said before you left on this road trip how important this 2-game swing was for Colorado State for their championship hopes. Now they return back to Moby Arena for important 3 games. Obviously, you got a talented San Diego State squad coming up on Thursday, and then number 1 Fresno State comes into town. This is a chance for, I don't know how to put it any closer. Moby Arena can be one of the best home court environments. Where are you? Be here Saturday.
You need to be here because should we win Thursday, which we are fully expecting to, the match Saturday would at least put us in a tie for the lead of the Mountain West. And we would like to have a big Moby Arena crowd to help us with that.
Well, that's a very positive and very polite way of saying get your butts in the seats here. Go to CSURams.com, get your tickets, and be sure, of course, to come back here for your Colorado State volleyball update next week. We'll be back in just a moment with the Mountain West Player of the Week. Offensive, I believe. No, defensive.
Defensive, yes.
Defensive. Polina Hogard-Jensen was offensive last week. I get it screwed up. Kirstie Hillyer will join us next. Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Be back in a moment, folks.
Rams and Buffs have been traveling the world with Semester at Sea since 1963. Semester at Sea Voyagers explore 10 to 13 countries across 4 continents in a once-in-a-lifetime semester. Whether you're a high school student, current undergraduate student, or an adult adventurer, we are now welcoming spring and fall applications. Visit semesteratsea.org to learn more about student and lifelong learner voyages. Best of luck to both teams.
It's times like these when you've got to stay centered. The 2018 Nissan Rogue, with available Pro Pilot Assist that can help keep you centered in your lane. Experience it only at your local Nissan store. Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
You know what they don't say? If only I had done more banking. We know that life is about living. So go live, and we'll take care of the rest. We are Canvas Credit Union. Go live.
Welcome back to the Colorado State Volleyball Update. The Rams fresh off of 2 wins on the road. And our next guest, fresh off a Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week honor. Kirstie Hillyer. Kirstie, long time no see. How have you been?
I've been good, same old, same old.
Same old, same old. Well, same old, obviously dominating at the net, not only doing well offensively. Let's begin with that defensive honor that you just received. Why did you win it? Obviously, you've been blocking a lot better over the last week.
Yes, we have been nonstop working on blocking in practice over the last week because it's something that we want to really improve in as a team. So headed into this week, I was like, okay, I'm going to start getting some good blocks, and kind of turned around a little bit, so got a little plus side. Oh, it most certainly did turn around a little bit. Has it been more of a function of the teamwork and the footwork getting into a spot, or has it been elevation has been taking away angles? Technically, what has changed over the last, month of the season? Because it's been a market improvement. Now you're just being recognized for it now, but your blocking has certainly improved through the course of this season. What has improved technically? Definitely, I think footwork is a huge part of it, and also because I'm so big, going over the net is harder for me, so I tend to go high. So we've been working on going low a lot more because people tend to cut it under me a lot. Mm-hmm. And then also I get counted for the team's blocks if I'm close to them. So right. A lot of these blocks, I just happened to be there, and it was credited to a lot of the outside hitters and Katie as well. So yeah, you're hanging out with Katie and Jessica. Yeah, exactly. The rotation. Hey, exactly. Take your numbers where you can get them. Exactly. You get the hardware all at the same time. Let's talk about your offense as well. You've been a big component. Early in the season, we weren't sure where the distribution was going to go, but it seems that the balance has found itself, and you found a really good rhythm with your setter. Do you feel comfortable not necessarily being the number one focus of your attack, but also being just part of that explosive component that you have offensively? Definitely. I think that it's key that we can, rely on any one of our hitters, but also that I have a great connection established with Katie. So if I need to step in and get a kill, I can do that, but I can also count on anybody else that's out there to do the same thing.
Your back row has changed a lot defensively. We're talking about your defensive prowess at the net, but the back row has changed due to injury. We just mentioned Manny Young is back. Olivia Nicholson is back there in the libero. What does that change the mindset for a player whose main priority is up at the net? Do you worry about that? Do you think about any of that at the time, or is that just that's someone else's problem? Let them deal with it, and I'll take care of it later.
I think that the key to that is I just have to make sure I'm in my spot,
Okay.
and then I just have to trust that they're back there to do their job. So if I have the block closed, the rest is up to them. I'll try and funnel the hitter towards them, and if they get the dig, then they're there too. So I think that it's just key that we trust each other, that we're in each other's or in our own spot.
Yeah, sure. And I've been putting the focus on you. Obviously, you get the spotlight this week from the Mountain West. But let's talk about your team's progression. You're running a nice win streak here. You're coming home for 3 huge matches as you race for that championship. What do you want to say to people to get them out here? You got a border war coming up next week. You got a match for first place, hopefully coming up on Saturday, and you got a talented San Diego State squad coming in on Thursday. This is a huge moment, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a huge week. I'm so excited.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think that if we get as many students to come out as we can, then it'll be an even more fun game, because all these games are super exciting, and just to have that atmosphere added on top of it will be such a key thing for us to get that win in there.
We've seen big crowds here all season long. I mean, recently you brought in 7,000 for the Illinois match. I want you to think about maybe getting 5,000 to 7,000 and selling out Moby Arena on Saturday for a big first-place match against Fresno State versus that huge crowd before. What is your team's ability mentally to sort of handle that sort of crowd? I mean, I get the feeling that when you first came out, you were a little bit, oh, goodness, this is, we've got a lot of pressure on us. Now it feels like you're a little bit more comfortable. Is your team more comfortable in their own skin and able to handle some of that outside pressure?
I think it's kind of the same thing. Coming out for the first game, no matter what, we're going to be a little bit nervous. Mm-hmm. But I think that the more fans are there, it's still the more excited we are. And I think that because we tend to have a lot bigger crowd, then we're used to playing in that. And so even if more people come, we're still going to be ready. We're still going to be excited to have that added excitement overall.
Colorado State returns to Moby Arena fighting for a championship in the Mountain West. Kirstie Hillyer, the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week. I'm sure this is not the last time we're going to talk. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Kirstie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on the Colorado State Volleyball Update. Make sure to get your tickets for all of the action at CSURams.com. We'll see you next week.